All right, kids, guess what? It's supper time in the Good Rancher's kitchen. We have some center cut, beautiful fillets of halibut. I mean, these things are gorgeous. I've let them sit out and kind of patted them dry just a little bit. They're thawed and perfect and ready to go. I'm gonna drizzle them with a touch of olive oil. And I like to get my hands in there, just kind of coat that fish, make sure it's all nice and coated. And then a light seasoning. Now, I'm obviously using kosher salt, sea salt, pink salt, Himalayan salt, black salt, whatever you want to use. As long as it's a very good grade, it's fine with me. Some people like pepper on their halibut, so you're more than welcome to put a little on there. But I mean, in your home kitchen, you make it about you. If you have blackening spice and you want to do that, you can. I'm just going to show you a simple recipe that you can take this beautiful Good Rancher's fish and in 15 minutes, have a one-pan pot of dinner ready for your table. So let's put a little olive oil in our pan and see where it is. I like to kind of heat that pan up first. What happens when you heat up a good pan like this, a Teflon or a cast iron, the heat to the bottom of the pan expands the metal, the pores open. Once the pores open, you coat it with a fat. That could be olive oil, that could be butter, that could be avocado oil, that could be your choice, whatever you want to do. And then that'll get in those little grooves and help your fish not from sticking, okay? So I also add a little bit of butter. Why? Because butter tastes amazing, people. That's what I do. A little butter in there and it helps with that oil. It'll brown just a tad, but won't burn because of the oil. But my goal is to get a nice sear. And whenever I'm doing this, you can notice this beautiful presentation side. If you're thinking like a chef in the restaurant, you know, you have the skin side for the fish. I always start with the presentation side away and I place face down. You want to put that away from you. That's going to avoid any splatter when you're cooking at home. That oil won't come back and get you. Just nice and easy. Be relaxed, put some music on, have a glass of wine. That's what it's all about. You can kind of hear that sizzle. That's a good sound. You don't want to do it on too high of heat. When you're working with a delicate, beautiful, wild-caught piece of halibut like this, at the end of the day, you know, heat can really damage the integrity of the food. So with big steaks, you can get that big char off the grill. With fish, especially this application, just this kind of low and slow process so you don't get that fish dry, right? You don't want to do that. So you want to just take your time with it. And we're just going to establish a nice little sear. In the interim, if you want to season the other side of that fish. Now what I'm going to tell you we're going to do here is we're going to take some basic ingredients. And there's a classic sauce in culinary school that we all learned how to make called beurre blanc. It's a white wine butter sauce basically. And that's what makes this work. So I have a little bit of white wine. We'll show you how to deglaze. I've got some beautiful fresh shallots. That's that kind of soft, really nice onion, kind of sweet and bitter flavor that'll come in this dish. I've also got some cherry peppers. I love the color. I love the brine on those. They're pickled. A few tomatoes and a little bit of capers. Capers, I mean, I use them in a lot of different stuff because that awesome olivey, briny kind of taste as well too. And they make a good little texture component. So while our fish is just kind of lightly simmering and sauteing off, we're gonna do some knife work. Let's take some of these peppers, we'll chop them down so it'll make them more friendly for the dish in itself. All right, guys, I've established a beautiful little crust on those fish. You know, just kind of set that sear for that presentation side. Now what I want to do is give them a quick little flip. I got some golden color, but I didn't damage the integrity of that skin too much here. And really, this is what I love doing right here. We're gonna take some white wine and we're gonna deglaze this. What's great about this is this white wine is just gonna pick up all those flavors on the edge of the pan. Now, this wine, it steeps and finishes that fish from the other side. So all that steam is coming up through this beautiful fish and that's gonna keep this halibut super moist. And as that's reducing that flavors, intensifying, and then literally, I'll show you, it's really about just making our beautiful little garnish. I like to take a little spoon. You can nap that fish over the top. That helps kind of cook it. Beautiful. And this fish is gonna carry over cook. So we've gone through 2 stages. I got a little fish fat here. This is the point where you're just gonna remove it for a minute and let that fish rest, just like you would a steak. Still cooking. All right, so now, I've got all the residual fish sauce, the white wine, the little butter, the little olive oil. Let's add our shallots. Pick up these aromatics. And this is the key. We've got our beautiful peppers in here. This is the butter sauce that I was telling you about. Let's throw a few gorgeous little cherry tomatoes or baby heirlooms in here. A couple yellow ones. Peppers and tomatoes in the pan. I love it. A few little capers. A little bit of this caper juice. Just like so. And then I actually want to squeeze, I got a little lemon right here. So let's squeeze a little lemon in there too, bring in some really nice acid, that vibrant, citrusy lemon flavor. And now this is the fun part, guys. Touch of salt. Touch of black pepper. Just like so. And now you can just mount in a little bit of butter. Let's go 2 tablespoons. And we'll literally watch this sauce come together. Like a little beurre blanc. White wine, shallots. I got some cherry tomatoes, cherry peppers, some capers, just like so. All that wine, melting that butter, and you have a little bit beurre blanc in the pan. That's gonna be a gorgeous little garnish. Maybe just a few sprigs of parsley. Less than 6 minutes for the fish. The white wine deglaze, and the beautiful little butter sauce. And you have your gorgeous, gorgeous wild-caught halibut from Good Ranchers. How do you like them apples?